Hey, good afternoon guys, and welcome back to Exo Medical Spa. And today I'm going to answer a couple questions that I encountered this week. Some of it has to do with fillers, some of it has to do with pricing, and really an interesting one today when it comes to what's FDA approved and what's FDA cleared when we come back. One of the questions I got this week was about Botox and how do you guys dilute, reconstitute, or what is the pricing structure when it comes to Botox? And there's many ways I've heard answer this. And I want to try to condense it down to a couple quick points because we talked about Botox so much. But with Botox, the manufacturer pretty much controls the pricing. Now, each individual facility will have pricing tiers. So there will be some fluctuations in regards to how a practice, depending on how big, how small, can they procure their Botox for. So that's a little bit of the price variable when you go from office to office. The other part of that is what I think is even more important. Who is actually injecting the Botox? So Botox is just a medicine. Botox is just a way to reduce wrinkles. But how is it appropriately dosed and how is it appropriately placed? And that's where your provider's hands comes in. Anyone can do surgery, right? Give someone a scissor, give someone a scalp, give someone a cautery. Sure, anyone can do surgery, but I'm pretty sure there's a big difference with someone who's USC trained versus the guy crossing the street holding a knife. So that's one way to consider Botox and the pricing of it. Yes, you're paying for the medication. Yes, a practice has to pay a certain amount for it, but in the end, this is a medical procedure. Who is actually doing this treatment for you and how many years of experience do they have? Are they a trainer? How many patients do they see a day? How long has this practice been around? So those are probably the more important key indicators when talking about the price of Botox and how you decide who to go with. Another question that came up this week was about FDA approved. Botox, fillers, laser treatments, all these things will either be FDA approved, FDA cleared, or there's an indication for it. What do I mean by that? And at the time of this recording, what are we in September right now? Just time dated based on how I answer this. Botox is FDA approved for certain areas. Glabella, crow's feet, the forehead. I think those are all three indications for it. Now there's also medical indications for it. Now, do we use Botox for many other reasons? We use it for migraines. We use it for TMJ. We use it for gummy smile. We use it for lip flip. We use it for chin. We use it in a lot of different other places. Now, is it FDA approved for these areas? No, because it wasn't studied for these areas. But like medicine, let's just take one of my OBGYN friends actually use this as an example. Don't quote me on this, but let's just say when they give a pregnant woman magnesium. Magnesium was FDA approved for XYZ, but in OBGYN, they may give magnesium to a pregnant woman or a birthing woman for a specific reason. I don't know the rationale. I don't work in L&D or OBGYN, but that's another thing for it. If you look into Tylenol, ibuprofen, they all have FDA indications for one thing. But when you're at home, if you have pain, if you have aches, you have sores, likely you're taking those medications for something outside of the FDA approval. So when it comes to PDO threads, lasers, all those things, make sure your provider knows how to speak to it. And then also there's an understanding between what's FDA approved, what's FDA cleared, what's an indication for it, and is there a history in regards to using it for other purposes than what it's FDA approved for. Now last one, this happened during a consult where the patient gave me their history and they said they got this certain treatment out in LA. And they gave me the treatment because I had never heard of it before, so I ended up just checking on Google while we were doing our Zoom consultation. I looked it up and like, hey, this looks like a Korean machine. So he's like, yeah, I went into K-Town and I did the procedure, and I said, this looks like the procedure you're asking me about, but it's the American version of it. I can't speak to this device because I'm not up to date on it, but it looks like this is what the Korean device version is for this laser that we use in America. And she showed me her follow-up pictures, and she had all these burns on her. Now, I can't speak to what happened to her in this case. I can't speak to this machine because I didn't do enough research on it and whether it's actually approved in America. But I told her this is likely what happened, but I can't speak for sure. I don't know if this machine is actually approved in America because it looks like a machine that we use, but it's just called something different. And then she also told me the story was, this is a spa, not necessarily a medical spa. And then she said this person who was doing it, although a medical professional, seemed like she was new with this device. So when you decide to do these medical procedures or you look into these things, remember it is a medical treatment. Remember, you're doing something to your body. So please look up the device. Please look up the medication. Please look up the indication, which we looked in earlier. I've also had patients who do home treatments. They'll order random medications online from Korea, from Asia, from Europe, because it has a similar indication, but it's so much cheaper, and they end up doing the treatments themselves. If we're unwilling to do certain medical treatments at home, then please just be cautious when you look up into these medications, look into these unindicated things, and look up these places where you're actually doing the treatments. Respect your body, protect your body, stay safe. Yes, these are all expensive procedures. Yes, it's a dedication, but at the same time, if you do something wrong, if you harm yourself, you scar yourself, or you may injure yourself, the road to recovery from that is a whole lot longer than you picking the right facility, picking the right procedure, picking the right provider who speaks to your goals and knows how to articulate what should be the plan for you guys going forward. Whenever I do these videos, I get a lot of everyone comments you put below, but I get a lot of info from when I see my patients in office and when I do these Zooms as well. So occasionally I'll just bring up a whole bunch of these questions. Like I said, when you guys share these videos, we have all the same questions, but you don't necessarily know how to ask them, or you don't hear the answers until you come into the office. So when I get these things, I'm gonna try to answer them on here, and then hopefully you guys get a better understanding of the procedures, the techniques we use, and the importance of choosing the right practice and the right provider. So in the meantime, make sure you share it, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification icon and give it a thumbs up if you really appreciate these educational pieces, okay? I'll see you guys soon, bye.